Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama everybody together Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare once more Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama one last time please Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Mahamantra ki you all caught very nicely, very quickly you could chant very nicely. Thank you. Please repeat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurvunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this evening we are discussing on a very interesting and a very important topic called Spirit of Gita. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. The Vedas are very vast. They're oceanic. There are 1 lakh verses in all the Vedas. So your whole life span is not enough to go through all of them, even once through. Although the Vedas are very vast, there are 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, 18 Puranas, and there is Vedanta Sutra, there is Nyaya, and there are Aranyakas, Brahmanas, many sections of Vedas. One may not be able to master all of them, but there is one book, if you study well, that gives you the quintessence of all the Vedic literature. Which is that book? Bhagavad Gita. Like Christians have Bible, Muslims have Quran. If somebody asks you, you are a Sanatana Dharma follower or a Hindu, what is one book? You can say Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita is also called Gita Upanishad. It has the essence of everything, all the Vedic literatures. So somebody may ask, how is Bhagavad Gita relevant to our lives? That's mentioned here. As you see, the modern day society is characterized by a cutthroat competition, isn't it? People running. So as people are running, basically people are running for 3 things: lust, anger and greed. Lust is adamant desire for many prohibited things. That is called lust. And greed means wanting more and more of it. Lust means I want, adamant desire. Greed means I want more. And anger means when I don't get, I become angry. So that's what is mentioned here. The inner mechanism is affected due to lust, anger and greed, leading to exploitation, quarrel and harm. Such a situation, modern man is beginning to appreciate the wisdom of Gita. You will see that now internationally Gita has become very acceptable. Many people are looking for solutions from the Gita. Many, many verses of Gita are directly giving solution to modern day ailments. There is one, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, he brings Gita daily. There's an app also available. Every day you can get a message of Gita in your smartphone if you wish. So many great scientists like Einstein quoted from Bhagavad Gita. Oppenheimer, he quoted from Gita when the first bomb was dropped. Kalosmyaham lokashaikrit prabhudo. That is the verse he quoted. And Einstein was interested in the 9th chapter, 4th and 5th verses. He asked many Indian students more explanation for that. So everybody, many even scientists took interest in Gita. You see Gandhi and Dr. Radheshyam, they are all great politicians. When they studied Gita, they commented on Gita. Similarly, great acharyas like Shripad Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Madhvacharya, they all have given commentaries to Gita. So, not ordinary literature. Please repeat this verse. Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine sakrat getamrita snanam samsara malanashanam. If you take a bath in Ganga, the Ganga purifies you of all the sinful reactions. It's a well-known thing. Correct, no? Whereas if you take a dip in Bhagavad Gita, then all the impurities in our heart will be vanquished. It's just like I told you, lust, anger and greed. You will see, in this world we have many adamant desires for the prohibited things. When I was a school, very small kid, once my father brought this naphthalene balls. You know naphthalene balls? Big ones. I didn't know it is a dangerous thing. I tore open the packet and picked up 4 in each hand. I wanted to eat it, but my mother snatched it all away from me. I wondered why. I said, can't you eat at least one? She said, this is only for the cockroaches, she said. I thought such a nice mithai for cockroaches. I didn't know, little did I know it's a very dangerous thing for me. Although it looks very brilliant and bright and nice smelling also. It's not good. Similarly, many things in this world are poisonous, but we chase after them. Like cocoa chocolate, for example, is very nice for the tongue, but it takes away all the teeth. You would see like that. Similarly, Ravana wanted to enjoy Sita. That is lust because he wanted to enjoy another man's wife who should be treated like a mother. Correct? No? Matravat paradareshu. So, how to remove this impurities like lust in our heart or greed in our heart? You see, in the ocean, there is enough food for the fish. But the fish wants to eat that meaty bait put by a fisherman. So he goes there to pick it and immediately is caught by the hook and he loses his life. So that is called as greed. Why greed? Because he is getting enough food in the ocean, but he will not be satisfied with that. He wants to get that meaty bait. So it is said when you go from need to greed, then one bleeds. So in this world also, man due to lust and greed and anger, he suffers. But here it says samsara malanashanam. That mala means impurity, and these are the impurities in our heart. Lust, anger, greed. How many of you have become angry with your own anger? Any of you? You see, at least few of them raised hand. Others, you understood the question? Becoming angry with our anger means sometimes we become so angry that we lose good friendships. Then we should become angry with our own anger. Why am I becoming unnecessarily so angry? I should restrain myself. So that is also a mala, samsara, mala nashanam, he says. So all the impurities in our heart can be cleansed by accepting this Bhagavad Gita, which is like a Ganges. By attending these classes, our heart will become clean, he says. Yeah. This verse also will recite. Please repeat. Sarvopanishado gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat. A very nice analogy is given here. All the Upanishads and Vedas, they are compared to a cow. And the milk which is coming from the cow's udder, that's compared to Bhagavad Gita. And the calf which is drinking the milk, that's compared to Arjuna. And the milkman who is removing the milk from the cow, that is Krishna. And the rest of the milk is for all the other bhaktas, devotees, philosophers, like all of us. You all understand the analogy? So what is the cow compared to? All the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, everything. And the milk coming out is Bhagavad Gita. That means the quintessence of all the Vedas. And who is the milkman? Krishna. And who is the calf? Arjuna. Because Krishna is providing this wisdom to Arjuna, isn't it? Yeah. And the rest of the milk is for all the other, devotees of the Lord. Correct. Ekam shastram devaki putra geetam. Eko devo devaki putra eva. Eko mantrastasya namanyani. Karma pyekam tasya devasya seva. See, this entire Gita Mahatmyam, which I am reciting now, you all are repeating, this is written by whom? Anybody knows? Adi Shankaracharya. Adi Shankara has written. Give him an applause. He found out. Very good. So, Ekam Shastram, let there be one scripture, he says. And which is the scripture? Devaki Putra Gitam. What is Devaki Putra Gitam? Who is Devaki Putra? Krishna. Devaki Putra Gitam is Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, he says. And Eko Devo, let all the world worship only one supreme God. Who is it? Devaki Putra Eva. Who is that? Krishna, he says. Eko Mantra, let all the people chant one mantra. Which is the mantra? Tasya Namanyani, which is Krishna's names, which we chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And Karma api ekam, he says. Let all people do one activity. What is it? Tasya Devasya Seva. Seva for Lord, like that he says. Beautiful verse. Yeah. So, our Kali Yuga lives are very short. There are 4 ages. You all know Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. Satya Yuga, 1 lakh years. Treta Yuga, 10,000 years. Dwapara Yuga, 1,000 years. And Kali Yuga, 100 years. It's logarithmically reducing as you go from one age to the other. So it's a very, very short lifespan. So therefore, if you want to master the Vedas, best is to go to the essence of all the Vedas. Just like sometimes in your college also, you have bulky books, you don't know how to study and the examination is coming very near. Then you go to the market and get some notes. You've seen that? They sell notes in a question answer format. Correct? It's very quick to grasp. So Gita is like that for you. If you can't study all the Vedas, go to the Gita, there's question answer format. Arjuna is asking question and Krishna is answering cut. You will understand the Vedas in a very quick manner, in a short time. Okay, now you have to do this activity. So, match the following, drawing lines from left to right. So, Upanishads on the right side. Anybody can say the correct answer? There's nothing there for that. Which means some of the questions will not have anything on the right side. Okay? Second one, Bhagavad Gita. Is Ekam Shastram is Bhagavad Gita, correct? And also one more is there on the right side. He answers what else? Correct. That is also Bhagavad Gita. And Lord Krishna? Eko Devo is one. Covered boy to milk the cow, correct. And Arjuna? Calf. And also? Men to drink milk, yeah. Correct. Yeah, and then, okay. And then learned scholars. That is meant to drink milk. Arjuna is actually calf. And then Hare Krishna mantra, Eko mantra. And devotional service, Karma api ekam. Correct. And pure devotees, they are also meant to drink milk. Actually, our matches of following is made in such a way that there can be more matches like that. Yes. Okay, yeah. So, now comes the spirit of the Gita. You see, the Gita is the eternal, timeless, mature voice of the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan. In Bhagavad Gita, you find the word Bhagavan. Anybody knows what's the meaning of Bhagavan? Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, the word Bhaga means 6 opulences. Shastra say that Jnana, Bala, Virya, Shakti, Teja. So these are all, like here you see the person who is not only beautiful, but who is ocean of beauty. In this world also, cinema actors and actresses are beautiful, undoubtedly. Otherwise, why people are attracted to them? But does their beauty remain? Gradually, it goes away as they get older and older, isn't it? Similarly, the strong people like Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, they are very strong, isn't it? But as they get older, what happens to the strength? It goes away gradually. Just like the Jugunu or the glowworm in the night can show off in the dark night, but in the morning sun, there is no more shine. It goes up. So in this world, the opulences are diminishing. Whereas in Bhagavan, do the opulences diminish? Never. They remain in oceanic proportion, always. All beauty, all knowledge, all wealth, all strength, all fame. See, Bhagavad Gita was spoken 5,000 years ago. Even today it is famous. You will see that. Isn't it? Yeah. So here is a story which happened in the Srirangam temple in South India. Once Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Bengal, he appeared in Bengal and he went dancing and singing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the South India when he was propagating and the holy names. So he came across one Brahmana in the Srirangam temple. This Brahmana was sitting and trying to study Bhagavad Gita, but his pronunciation was not very clear. He was committing some mistakes. At the same time, there were other people who were teasing him. But he didn't bother about anybody. He was like fully absorbed. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and sat next to him and asked him, my dear Brahmana, how is it that you are feeling so much ecstasy, joy in reading the Bhagavad Gita? And I am seeing that tears are coming in your eyes. What are you enjoying? You are not able to read properly. Then how do you enjoy this? So the Brahmana replied that, sir, as soon as I open Bhagavad Gita, I immediately remember Lord Krishna driving the chariot of Arjuna. And what is Lord Krishna's name when he drives the chariot of Arjuna? Yes, Partha Sarathi. That's the name. Partha Sarathi. Partha means who? Arjuna. Son of Pritha. Pritha is Kunti. So Pritha Putra becomes Partha. So Partha Sarathi is charioteer. So he said, when I see Lord Krishna driving the chariot of Arjuna, I am taken by surprise. Because Krishna creates millions of universes. Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayak, you heard this? He say, he is a God of all gods, Lord of all lords. Shastras say that. Tam Meshwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram Tam Daivatanam Paramam Cha Daivatam Patim Patinam Paramam Parastat Vidamadevam Bhuvaneshwamedhyam. This verse says in the Shruti mantra, Tam Ishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram. Amongst all the Ishwaras, he is the Supreme Ishwara. Amongst all the Devatas, Supreme Devata. How do you know that? If you see, there is one verse in Bhagavatam which says, Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutas Tunvanti Divyaistavai Vedai Sanga Padakramo Panishadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastyata Tadgatera Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganaha Deva Yatasmai Namo. This verse says that Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, they all are glorifying that Supreme Lord Krishna, it says. And all the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, they are all glorifying him also. And even the rishis and yogis in the forest sitting in the dhyan, they are also remembering him. Like that this verse says. So this Brahmana was saying, Lord Krishna is so great, yet he becomes so simple, driving the chariot of his own devotee. That surprises me, that amazes me, that puts me to wonderment, he said. Say, for example, tomorrow one of you gets placed in Infosys. Do you think the CEO of Infosys will keep you in his car behind and he will drive the car for you? Can you ever expect? Maybe he will ask you to drive, he will sit behind. Isn't it? But will he drive? Because, people in very big positions, they more or less enjoy the luxury and they will employ a driver to drive them. Correct, no? Whereas here, Krishna is driving the chariot of Arjuna. So what do you think is the reason for that? Anybody? Yeah? Yes. Yeah? What is it? Love for the devotees. He's a very good friend of Krishna. So Krishna wanted to serve his friend. And he said, you are in which year? Second year? You're chanting how many rounds you chant? Huh? Oh, 8 rounds. He's in the same batch or in the previous batch? My request to all those in the previous batches not to tell the answer. This question is only for the students who have completed Sankalp festival. Huh? Because if seniors give the answer, then these devotees will not get a chance to think. Correct, no? So, these are all Sankalp passed out, correct, no? Sankalp, you all have completed Sankalp festival? Correct, no? Yeah. So, he's had a good answer also. He's a friend. Therefore, he was entering service. And for example, say your parents come to the airport. Generally, when you come to the airport, you may appoint a coolie or somebody to lift your luggage, right? When you come to the Pune station or airport, tell someone to lift the luggage and then bring you to the car and you pay him, throw him some money, correct, no? But when your parents come, you yourself will lift, correct, no? So the suitcase heavy or light? It's pretty heavy. But why do you lift it then? Why don't you ask a coolie to lift it? Why do you do that? Why would you do that? Would you allow the parents to lift it or you will lift it? Why would you do that? Love and respect for the parents, isn't it? So you don't want to see them taking trouble. You want to take trouble because love is a connection bond. So Arjuna and Krishna are related like that. Krishna is Lord and Arjuna is his devotee, great devotee. Pandavas are all great devotees. So, see, the Brahmana is crying tears. So Krishna is the Bhakta Vatsala Govinda. He said, this thought makes me cry. Immediately Lord Chaitanya said, dear Brahman, you have attained perfection of understanding Bhagavad Gita in your life. He said, this is the essence of Gita, he said. If you can understand that the goal of life is the soul should revive his naturally flowing love for God. There's nothing beyond that. So you have understood this. He said, initially all of you see that your love is only for your mother and father. Then it's for your brother and sister. Then maybe for your caste people. Maybe for your state people. Maybe for your country people. As your love expands, then it comes to a stage where you love all humans. But even those who love all humans may still kill animals. You will see that they may eat goats or chicken, they may eat. But when one comes to love Krishna, love God, then the Shastras say, love God, love all. Repeat. Love God, love all. Like the Shastras say that. Because if you love Him, you will love all. There is a reason for that. How many of you students here, you have sisters? You have a sister, at least one sister? Okay, you all will understand this example. Say your sister is not yet married now. In case your sister is getting married, prior to her marriage, you didn't know about her husband. But as soon as she gets married, you feel affinity to her husband. Correct? You feel some affection for her husband also. And also, you feel affection for her mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law also. You feel some connection. And in case she brings her husband and mother-in-law, father-in-law to your house, you will deal with them very politely, respectfully, lovingly. Correct, no? Now, why you love all of them? Where does that love for those guys comes to you, although you don't know them at all in the first place? Now, just now you're connecting with them. But why do you feel like that connection? Where is that coming from? You understood my question? You start suddenly loving that man and his mother, father also. You start dealing with them very nicely. How did you develop that reverence and affection and respect? How did it come? Sister's love. Give him an applause. So your love for your sister makes you love her husband also. Because you want her husband to keep her well. Correct, no? So you will also deal with him nicely, with his parents also. So if you love Krishna or God, Krishna says, Aham bija pradaha pita. All living beings are my children. 14.4 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that. Then when you love Krishna, whom will you love? All. Because all are his children only. Correct, no? That's the logic. Therefore I told you, love God, love all. So that's what. So Lord Chaitanya said, you attain perfection in your life. Because you have developed that love. You see, Karma Yoga means path of action. Jnana Yoga means path of knowledge. Ashtanga Yoga means path of intelligence. And Bhakti Yoga means path of love. So love is ultimate. When love flows, everything else flows along with it. For example, if you, just now you all accepted, if you love your parents, you do action also. Correct now? You are lifting their luggage also. Then you will also use your intelligence how to make them happy. Correct, no? Yeah. You will use your intelligence, you will use your mind, you will use your senses to serve them. Similarly, when you love God, your whole body, mind, words, everything will serve Him very happily. Yeah. And seeing his devotion, Lord Chaitanya appreciated very much. So here he says a very important point. The knowledge of the Gita must be received through the chain of acharyas, gurus coming in disciplic succession. There is something called parampara. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarishayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa sayevayam mayatedya yoga prokta puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hetaduttamam Arjuna. This knowledge of Gita is coming in Guru Parampara is saying. First I gave it to Vivaswan, then Vivaswan gave it to Manu, Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. But while coming, in between some unscrupulous people came, the knowledge got lost. So again I have come here to give you that knowledge, Arjuna, and then the parampara will continue, like the Krishna is telling. So that parampara, you will see that, Sri Sampradaya, Kumar Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, 4 Sampradayas are there. So we are coming in Brahma Sampradaya. So now here, Prabhupada says about one category of people called Mayavadis. Who are these Mayavadis? They think of Krishna's body to be like your body or my body. Our body is made up of what? Our body, this body is made up of what? 5 elements. Bhumi, Rapa, Nala, Vayu, Kam. But what is God's body made up of? Satchidananda, we call it. Satchitananda. You know these 3 words you have heard before. Satchidananda means spiritual. Completely spiritual. See, our body is a combination of spiritual and material. You agree? Yeah. See, for example, this mic is only material. Now, my body is a combination of spirit and matter. And Krishna's body is only spirit. You understand, no? But these people not understanding that, they consider Krishna's body to be made up of also Panchamahabhut. And that is a great aparad. Yeah? Krishna is not ordinary. Say, for example, tomorrow, say Prime Minister of India comes to this Eravada jail in Pune. To see if the prisoners in the jail think, hey, Prime Minister has also come here to the jail. What does that mean? He's also one of us if they think. Is it all right? It's an offense, isn't it? Or if the thieves say that, hey, Prime Minister of India is inside the jail, that means, we are all Prime Ministers. Is that correct? That is also wrong. So both are aparad. So when Krishna descends in this world, it says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sambhavami Atmamaya. He comes of his own sweet will. Like Prime Minister, when he wants to come to see Aravada jail, he can just tell the people, open the gate. He can come in. He can come in by sweet will, go out by his sweet will. Can any thief go out like that? No. See, we all have come in this world due to karma bandhan. Correct, no? We have done some good karma, bad karma, so we are here. But whereas Krishna is not coming due to any karma. He comes in this world along with his whole troop of devotees. Just like if a circus comes to Pune, they put a big tent and 100, 200 people are there. There are animals, there are humans. And then circus ends after 20, 30 days. Then they leave this place and go to another city. Similarly, Krishna comes with, Yamuna, with Govardhan, with gopis, with gopas, with, all the peacocks, all the spiritual world members. They all come in this world. And they stay for some time, perform leelas, pastimes, which are all recorded in the Shastra. Then he goes to another universe, just like the sun. Sun in the morning rises, and the evening sets. Have you seen in Kanyakumari setting sun? Any of you? It looks like it's drowning in the ocean, correct? You have seen that? Is it drowning in the ocean? No. Is the sun dying? No. Sun doesn't die. Sun is neither born nor dies. It comes in the east and sets in the west. Similarly, Krishna appears in this world, disappears from this world and goes to another universe. Then he goes to a 3rd universe, 4th universe, like that. So 2 things I have told you about Krishna. One is his body is only spirit. And our body is? Spirit plus matter. We are Atma seated inside a bodily machine. We are like that, isn't it? Whereas this is only matter. I am combination of spirit and matter. I am spirit soul but trapped in a metal body. Whereas when Krishna comes, he comes in his self-same spiritual body, in his Swarupam, you call it. That's one thing I told you. Second thing I told you, that Krishna's coming into this world is different. Our coming into this world is different. Anybody can explain it, which I told you just now, few minutes? You can give the mic to them. You raise the hand, mic will come to you. He is ready to answer. Yeah? Yeah. You would like to answer? You can partly explain, he can partly explain. Yeah. Yes.
First point is means like our body is made of matter and a spirit, like soul, which is
Yes.
spirit, and our that outer body that which is matter.
Yeah, correct.
Whereas the Lord Krishna,
Like we are like a bird inside the cage. Like that,
yes,
yeah.
bro.
Yes.
And this and the Lord Krishna body is completely made up of a spiritual body,
Exactly.
and all other material they are like matter only.
Yeah.
And the second point is like Lord Krishna means come to the means any planet based on his own wish, and we come to this planet based on our like karmas.
Very good. Give him an applause. Very good. You would like to add to that? You would like to add to that, yeah.
Sir, it's like and the human is born and died, but Krishna is not born and died. He appears and disappears
Like?
from one place to another, like the sun.
Like that. Give him very good. And who can tell me what two mistakes we should not do when we look at Krishna? Father, I gave one example. He will tell us.
So firstly, we should not think Krishna as ourselves,
Yes.
like a normal individual human being. And the second thing,
You all sang that song in the DYS. I am a tiny jiva, not the ultimate Lord, but a tiny part and parcel, servant of the Lord. You know, in DYS I had written that poem. Comes in the PPT, it comes. So that poem clearly says, the God created sunlight. You know, God is creating sunlight and we are creating mercury light. God is making moonlight, we are making dome light. God created oceans, we made swimming pools. Right? Now we are tiny and God is great. Yeah. Yes.
and the second I think is that we are the sufferers, and he is the one who comes and guides us.
Yes. He is actually our guide to uplift us,
And
take us back.
that gap should be maintained.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I gave one example. Remember, anybody remembers how we should not see Krishna and ourselves? One example of just a few minutes ago I gave. Who said that? Give the mic to him. Yeah. Yes.
We must not compare like
Mic is on.
with prime minister and prisoners are not same. They are different.
Yeah. When Prime Minister enters the jail, what should the thieves not think?
They are as same as the prime minister. They are all prime minister.
We are all prime ministers. That means we are all like God. Some people say that. I am God, you are God, everyone is God. That is one mistake people commit. Another mistake?
Another mistake, they feel that the prime minister is like prisoner. They
Ah.
all are prisoner.
Hey, he has come here. Maybe he is also like me only. To think like that, that's another mistake. Correct, no? Very good. Give him an applause. Brilliant. He's understood the point very well. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha idimam yo bijanati karma birna sabadyate. Krishna says, Namam karmani limpanti. I am not bound by karma. Krishna says. I am not like the other jivas. They are bound by karma. I am not, he's saying. So, yeah. The message of Bhagavad Gita is very confidential, will remain hidden from mundane scholars. Because they misinterpret the Lord's words out of envy. See, this fellow is trying to open the door. He's not able to open and go inside, isn't it? Similarly, mundane scholars cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Who can understand? Only a devotee of the Lord can understand. Because unless you know the password to the computer, even if you have a computer, you know, it's useless to have a computer without knowing password how to get in. Correct, no? Okay, now let us do some activity. Although Bhagavad Gita is well known, only one who has taken it up in the spirit of dash can understand it. Now you have to catch the answer from the left side. Devotion, very good. And Bhagavad Gita is not a dash treatise. It's not a mythological treatise. Mythological means mithya. It's not an imaginary treatise. Spoken by some dash mortal. It's not spoken in mortal, but it is the dash. It's an eternal, timeless, mature voice of Supreme Personality of Sri Krishna, who is addressed as Bhagavan, the possessor of all six opulence. Very good. You all got it. Yeah. So here is an interesting story that comes up from Mahabharata. Once upon a time, when the Kurukshetra war was declared, Duryodhana and Arjuna both went to meet Krishna, like you see here. They both went to meet Krishna. Where did Arjuna keep himself? at the feet of Krishna. And Duryodhana was sitting by the side of Krishna. So you will find in this pastime, when Arjuna was coming towards the palace, Duryodhana was already entering inside. So who came first? Duryodhana entered first. Then Arjuna entered behind. They met each other. They shook hands and then they went in. And Krishna was at that time resting. One queen was, fanning him. And then Arjuna went and sat in Krishna's lotus feet, and Duryodhana sat by the side and waiting for Krishna to get up. So when Krishna got up, immediately, who is the first person Krishna saw? Arjuna. And Arjuna had folded palms like you see here, with tears in his eyes. He wished Krishna. Krishna felt very happy seeing him. Then he also saw Duryodhana also. And then Krishna told them, yes, Duryodhana and Arjuna, I know why you both have come. Kurukshetra battle is coming very soon. You both have come to seek my support. You both are my relatives. I will definitely support you. And then he said that, Krishna is saying here that, Duryodhana is saying that I came first, Krishna, and after me only Arjuna arrived. So you should fulfill my request first, like that Duryodhana said. But then Krishna said, he said, I accept you first, you arrived first, but I saw Arjuna first. He said, you might have arrived first, but I saw Arjuna first, he said. Therefore, I think I'll help both of you, don't worry. Yeah. And he also said, scriptures say that the younger one should be helped first. And out of the two, who is younger? Arjuna is younger. And you are elder. Parents also in a home, they generally favor the younger ones. You've seen that? So Krishna said, I want to help Arjuna, but I will also help you. Don't think I will leave you behind. And then he said, you all have two options, he said. One is, I have 10,000 Narayana Sena, Yadus I can give for one side. And the other side, I can be there personally, he said. But under one condition, I will not lift any weapon, he said. Immediately, Duryodhana started mathematically calculating. He was just picturizing in his mind. Imagine having Krishna on my side, he wouldn't lift any weapon at all. He is simply good for nothing. He is useless, he thought. And then, on the other hand, if I have Narayana Sena with me, 10,000 people, they will all fight very valiant battle and they will bring me victory. That's how his mind worked. Whose mind? Duryodhana's mind. So he was very worried that if Arjuna chooses Narayana Sena, then I'll be left behind with useless Krishna, like that he thought. Then as soon as Krishna asked, oh son of Kunti Arjuna, tell me which one you choose. And which one you think Arjuna chose? And then Krishna immediately, without any delay, Arjuna immediately chose Krishna. And Duryodhana was thrilled by that. He thought this sentimental Arjuna has chosen Krishna due to his friendship. He got thoroughly cheated. Now I am very smart. Then he told Krishna, okay Keshava, now I am left behind with Narayana Sena. I will take those 10,000 guys. Bye-bye, I am going now. He pushed off. Because his work is over. Because many of the materialistic people you will see, they have some material goal in mind. Once that is achieved, you will not even see them in front of you. And they are very goal-oriented. They don't feel any friendship with anybody. That friendship is called self-serving friendship. It's only for their own purpose. Imagine somebody comes to you and says, hey, your hair is so silken hair and jet black hair and your face is fair and you are very smart. Your shirt is suiting you very well. And then he says, can you please give me 50,000 rupees? I have to pay to college. So you may say, no, I don't have so much. You say, at least give me 20,000. I'll give you back in a month or two. Some people ask like that. You will see that. Now when you give them that time, of course you all are friends, you may help each other. There's no problem. But next time when he comes and praises you, you may think, Abhi kya chahiye tumko? Abhi, what do you want now? It's called flattery. You know flattery? Chapalusi in Hindi we call it. So do you like people who flatter you and take money and never give it back? No, nobody will like it. So even though a person may praise you, that praise will not touch you because he has come with an agenda. Correct, no? Similarly, you see people go in temple, only when there is some need, they go to God. Oh God, exam mein pass kara do. Okay, pass kar diya. Oh God, ek naukari bhi dila do. Okay, I gave you a job also. Oh God, promotion bhi dila do. Okay, promotion bhi mil gaya. And then now he has become 30 years, he is not getting married. Parents are worried, they are seeing many matches. Oh God, मुझे मेरा शादी भी करा दो. और शादी भी कर दिया. After that, 35 years, 36 years, no child is coming. Oh God, एक बच्चा भी दिला दो. Okay, God has given you a bacha also. Now, another 15 years, you won't go to temple. God is wondering, किधर गया अभी? He's not showing up. Then afterwards, again he will go, हे भगवान मेरे बेटा को भी इंजीनियरिंग सीट दिला दो. सीट में उसको भी पास करा दो. उसको भी नौकरी दिला दो. Correct, no? So is this is this bhakti? No. This is self-serving devotion. So Duryodhana's meeting Krishna is like that only. Duryodhana has made a plan, I will go to Krishna and get something from him. But I am not interested in Krishna. I am only interested in his pocket. You will see that many of these fellows, those are bhaji sellers, pakoda sellers, no? Their target is not your good health. Their target is your pocket, correct? And the bhaji is smelling also very nice. Gama, gama, gama. In the train you have seen that? Bhaji, pakoda, everything. But you eat it, next day morning you have stomachache. Because they have used recycled oil 20 times. They don't care for your health. But your mother at home, she cares for your health. Anything your mother gives, you can close your eyes and eat it. Because she will make it with best of the items. Correct, no? So your mother's eyes are focused on your heart. And the vendor's eyes are focused on your pocket. Correct? So pocket and heart are one behind other. Still you know very well who is focusing on pocket, who is focusing on heart. You know that. You agree?
Yes, sir.
So Arjuna's attention was focused where? On his heart. Heart was, he wanted only Krishna. He was fully confident. And Duryodhana had come for Krishna's pocket. He said, you give me your energies. You will see in this world people who go and take away God's energies for their own enjoyment. They are not interested in God. But those are true devotees of God. They are interested only in God. You see Sudama Brahman, you all know? When he went to Dwaraka, the Dwarapalakas asked him, what do you want? He could have easily told them, I am very poor, see, I am wearing tattered clothes, and I am very skinny also. Can you please give me some gold and silver? Even they would have taken one mushti and given him, and there is enough for entire Sudama's life. Did Sudama ask for that? Sudama told them, you know what he told? Hare Dwarapalo Kanaya se kahdo Dwar pe kada hai Garib Sudama. Tell him that I am his friend, Gurukula friend, standing at the door of his palace, and I have no other interest other than meeting him personally. I have not come for money. I have not come for gold or silver. I have not come for better clothes. I have not come for a bigger bungalow. I have just come to meet my friend, he said. Therefore Krishna came running. You all saw that video? Yes. How he came running, you saw, correct, no? So Arjuna was also like that only. Arjuna. Later on, after Duryodhana went, Krishna asked Arjuna, hey Arjuna, why did you choose me? I am not going to lift any weapon. Arjuna was fully confident. He said, Krishna, whichever side you are, that side will win. He said, Jayasta Pandaputranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. He was fully confident. Therefore, Sanjaya, in the last part of Bhagavad Gita, he tells one verse, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shrir Vajayo Bhutir Ruvani Tirmatir Mama. He says, wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, he says 4 things are there. There is morality, extraordinary power, victory and opulence. Wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna. But Duryodhana, due to his foolishness, could not understand it. He was only calculating materially. We say penny wise, pounds foolish. Duryodhana was like that. He was selfish. Yeah. Therefore Krishna tells Arjuna, Bhaktosi me sakha cheti, Radheshyam chetaduttamam. Arjuna, I am telling you this secret of Gita, because you are my bhakta and you are my sakha, he is telling. So Arjuna was actually a best student of Krishna. He was a friend of Krishna, he was a bhakta, devotee of Krishna. So if you become a follower of Arjuna, then you can also understand Bhagavad Gita very well. But if you are like Duryodhana, very materially minded, then we can't understand. Yeah. So what are the requirements for understanding Gita? So Here, directly the activity is coming, but I will explain to you a little bit about this. See, Srila Prabhupada says, there are many doctorates. Some people have got more than one doctorate also. Some people are even specialized in Bhagavad Gita also. But even they cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Because they know they have scholarship, they may quote the shlokas, they may analytically research from different angles of view. So they are compared to a honeybee which is licking the honey bottle from outside. Can you taste the honey? Unless somebody opens the honey bottle and pours it in your mouth, then only you can taste it. Only Bhakta is like a honeybee who is tasting honey. And Jnanis are like honeybees who is licking the honey bottle. They are not able to understand. So why they are not able to understand, that is very important to know. Because some of the people say this impersonalists, they think that, see, Krishna's body is also like looking like your body or my body. How can God be limited? God should be unlimited. That is their point. But they don't know that God creates millions of universes, enters into every universe. Then He creates millions of atoms, enters into every atom. Then He creates 8.4 million species, enters into the heart of every species. So is there any place God is not present? He is present everywhere. Sarvata panipadam tat sarvato akshishiromukam. He says, my eyes are everywhere, ears are everywhere. So He has form, but yet He is everywhere. That's very important to understand. Another thing, many of these scholars, they study Bhagavad Gita where they keep Krishna Arjuna aside. They don't talk about Krishna Arjuna at all. They only talk Shushka Gyan, dry knowledge they talk about. Srila Prabhupada went to one Gita Samiti program. So Prabhupada asked them, where is Krishna Arjuna? He asked. They said, no Swamiji, we have only kept a lamp, they said. Like in this program today, who is the Sakshi? Vittal Rukmini Sakshi. They are the Sakshi. So we are doing it in a temple. It's a very holy place, isn't it? Similarly, you go to any political meeting, you will find some Gandhi, Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, you will find some pictures. Prabhupada said, even in a political meeting, they keep political photos. If you are coming for a Gita Samiti meeting, there should be some photos of Krishna, Arjuna. Why you guys haven't kept? They said, no, we think God is Nirakar, they were saying. But Prabhupada said, where does God say that He is Nirakar? Krishna says, man mana, think of me. Say, for example, one of you, what's your good name? Rohit, yeah. Now, Rohit, your good name? Ajay. Now, Rohit is telling Ajay. Rohit, now you can tell Ajay, please get me a cup of water. You tell him. You give him the mic.
Please get me a cup of water.
Yeah. But now if Ajay, instead of giving him a cup of water, he goes and gives to another boy, what will then Rohit think? You understand, no? So what is your good name? Shubham. Say, Rohit is telling Ajay, get me a cup of water. So Ajay goes and gives it to Shubham. So what will he think? What will Rohit think? Correct, Rohit? I asked you for a cup of water, you're going and giving somebody. I asked you, correct? So if he is asking, you should give it to him, correct now? Similarly, Krishna is saying, man mana, think of me. But this impersonal saying, don't think of Krishna, think of impersonal Brahman, they are saying. So are they translating Gita properly?
No, sir.
They are cheating. Therefore, Krishna says in 7.24, you will read Bhagavad Gita, avyaktam yaktemapannam manyante mam abuddhaya. Krishna is saying, those people who think I was impersonal before, now I have become a person, they are abuddhaya, he is saying. They are unintelligent fellows. Either he is saying. God was never impersonal before. He is always personal. God is always a person. But from His body comes impersonal effulgence. That is called as like, even Shruti Mantra say that. Vedaham etam purusham mahantam. Aditya Varanam, it says. If you want to know this, read 14.27. 14th chapter, last verse. Brahmanohi patishtaham. I am the support of the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Krishna is saying that. So, Mayavadis are impersonalists think God is, even in India, if we take Sarkar is Nirakar. But behind the Nirakar Sarkar, who is there? Prime Minister. Is he Nirakar or Sakar? He has a form. Similarly, behind the Nirakar Brahman, who is there? Krishna is there. And that these fellows don't know. Why they don't know? Krishna doesn't expose them. He keeps himself closed. You don't have faith in me, so I will not show my beautiful face to you. But when bhaktas come to Krishna, Krishna removes that Nirakar. Tattvam Pushan Apavrunu Satyadharmaya Drishti. It comes in Ishopanishad. Then Krishna shows his beautiful form. For bhaktas, he shows his form. But for jnanis, he will show only Nirakar Brahman, correct? No? They can't understand beyond that. Therefore, they cannot experience the sweetness of bhakti. So, and also this jnani sometimes say, this Kurukshetra, this Bhagavata is a mythology, they say. It's not a mythology. Even today you can go to Kurukshetra, right? That's the Kurukshetra station. Even today, there's a railway station. And near that, you go and find the Gita Museum is there. In the Gita Museum, there are many, many things, kept details about some of the excavations from the Mahabharata times. You will find that. Because Mahabharata war took place in Dwapara Yuga only, correct, no? Yeah, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, that is a period of time. So there are many details you will find in the Gita Museum if you go to Kurukshetra even today. In fact, there is one Professor Rao who has done a doctorate thesis on Dwarka excavations. You know that? You saw that, yeah. So that proves that Krishna, a person called Krishna existed. He says that in the thesis, he says. So these Mayavadis, impersonalists have so many speculations. Yeah. See here, bee licking outside of honey bottle. Find out the match. Mundane scholars, commentary on Gita, D. You are right. Very good. Millions of university doctorates. Actually, the South Indian Brahmanas' perfection is superior than millions of university doctorates. You remember that I told you, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him, he was crying tears. He was thinking about what? That when he was reading, when he opened Bhagavad Gita, what was coming to his mind? How Krishna is driving the chariot, he is the Bhakta Vatsal Govinda. You remember that? So that Brahmana's perfection is superior to millions of university doctorates, correct now? Because why millions of university doctorates is not a very great thing? Why? Why it's not a great thing? Like somebody has got a doctorate and there is another Bhakta who is not a doctorate. But Bhakta is singing songs, he is feeling great affection for Krishna, but the doctorate personality has got only a doctorate in Bhagavad Gita. Why is he not great? You understood my question? Why Brahmana perfection is greater? What is the reason? Yeah? Who has love for Krishna? Who doesn't have? Somebody may have doctorate degree, but they don't have any attraction for Krishna, love for Krishna. They just got a big degree. They may be a Sanskrit scholar. Correct, no? Why? Because at the time of death, if you have not developed a love for Krishna or attraction to Krishna, they are going to come again. So they are like the honeybee which is licking the bottle from outside. It's clear to everybody? Yeah. And the fourth one, thoughts. The thought makes me cry. That is the answer. B is the answer. How Parthasarathi is Bhakta Vatsala? The first one. Lord becoming servant of his devotee out of love. And also how Parthasarathi is becoming Bhakta Vatsala. Both these things. And that thought made him cry. Both of them are correct answers. A and B. Wherever you are, there will be victory. Who told? Arjuna told Krishna. Kingdom of God without God. Who wants that? Yeah, demons attracted to Lord's energy. Like Ravana wanted Lanka and Sita to enjoy, but he didn't want Ram to come there. He said, Ram, you be far away. I will just enjoy Sita. They want Lord's energy, who is Sita, and they want to enjoy, but they don't want the Lord. Like I went to one Sejji's shop, and the Sejji was having a big Lakshmi's photo, from whose hands gold coin was falling. I asked Sejji, where is Narayan? I asked. He said, Narayan is not required. Lakshmi is giving me gold coins. He said. Then I said, hey, this is very dangerous, I told him. Because Ravana did the same thing. He brought only goddess of fortune Lakshmi to Lanka. Who is that? Sita. Sita is also Lakshmi only. Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram, Radha Krishna. In that Lakshmi, Sita, Radha, they are all Lakshmi Tattva. Correct, no? I said, even he also took only Lakshmi. He didn't take Rama with him. And he was destroyed. You should not worship only Lakshmi, I told him. He got frightened. So then, Swamiji, what I should do? I said, you bring Lakshmi Narayan, I told him. Next day I went, he had Lakshmi Narayan, immediately photo. You worship God and his energy together. Therefore we say Shubha Labh. Labh means what? Profit, Lakshmi. Labh is Lakshmi and Shubha is Narayan. So Narayan and Lakshmi, if you keep, then only money will stay with you. Otherwise, if you remove Shubha, then all the Labh will go down the drain. You can see that many of your boys have money, but they're drinking. They're smoking. It will go away. But if you keep Radha and Krishna, Lakshmi, Narayan, Sitaram, worship them together, then you will flourish. You will see that. Third one is opulence of renunciation. Who can say that? Opulence of renunciation means Krishna, although he is Anandakoti Brahmanda Nayak, he gives up his position as God and becomes a charioteer. That is, answer is B. How Parthasarathi becomes Bhaktavatsal. Parthasarathi is Bhaktavatsal. Actually, God doesn't have to drive anybody's chariot. But he gives up his position as God and becomes like a driver. He accepts the simple profession of a driver. Yeah. So this is what I told you. There are modern scientists research on excavations, and 5,000 years ago, that Professor Rao I told you. Yeah. One should never twist the actual truth and try to pull out some allegorical meaning. Some commentators say, let us assume that, Pandavas are 5 senses, the chariot is the body, and so many concoctions they do like that. That's what he's saying. Don't think it is an imaginary scripture, it's a real scripture. The people call Pandavas lived, Krishna lived, Kurukshetra is still there. It's not allegorical, it's not mythological. That's the point made. Yeah. So therefore Prabhupada named his Bhagavad Gita commentary as Bhagavad Gita as it is. There is no adulteration in this. See, Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, when he put in American libraries, within 5 short years, an American girl started wearing saris. Nowadays, even to make Indian girl wear saris is difficult nowadays. But American girls were wearing saris. American men were wearing dhoti kurta within 5 years. And they were chanting and dancing, beating mridangam in the street and doing sankirtan. They became great devotees of Krishna. On the other hand, the other Bhagavad Gitas in the libraries were dust catching. They were very old, 30 years, 50 years, 60 years. They were not having any transformation. That's the point. So George Harrison, when he saw this, he appreciated Prabhupada. He said, Swamiji, your Bhagavad Gita has transformed the hearts of people. Yeah. Like Indologists like Max Miller, you must have seen in the DYS, correct? You saw the Max Miller? You saw it or you didn't see it? You didn't see it? 1 minute, I'll show you. It comes in this only, I think. Yeah. Right? No.
The Vedas are amongst the oldest religious scriptures known to mankind and are the source of India's spiritual and cultural heritage. At first glance, the multifaceted culture of the Vedas is a foreign and fascinating mystery to the Western eye. Yet upon deeper examination, we discover a wealth of philosophical, cultural, and social values. India is renowned the world over for the practice of yoga, which increases one's mental and physical strength. However, this is only a fraction of what the Vedas can offer to a progressive global community. India's culinary arts, music, natural medicine, and other sciences are only now becoming known to the West. Conceivably the world's oldest holistic design system, the Vastu Shastra predates and inspired the popular Chinese system of Feng Shui. The design of a temple, house, or workspace has been proven to exert a considerable influence on one's well-being. The Vastu Shastra was compiled specifically to address this concern and offers practical architectural guidelines. This style of sacred architecture has been implemented in the building of India's largest temples for thousands of years. The sculptures adorning these temples reflect the development and accomplishments of one of man's oldest civilizations. They depict the struggles, failures, and successes of the men who made them the center of their lives. The sophisticated Vedic sciences of astrology, astronomy, cosmology, and metaphysics profoundly influenced the Greeks, Babylonians, and even contemporary scientists with their unparalleled knowledge. Ancient Vedic sages presented precise calculations a millennium before Copernicus, Galileo, Newton, and Einstein.
How Indians were diverted from putting faith in the Vedas.
Early Indologists wished to control and convert the followers of Vedic culture. Therefore, they widely propagated that the Vedas were simply mythology. Max Mueller, perhaps the most well-known early Sanskritist and Indologist, although later in life he glorified the Vedas, initially wrote that the Vedas were worse than savage, and India must be conquered again by education. Its religion is doomed. Thomas Macaulay, who introduced English education into India, wanted to make the residents into a race that was Indian in blood and color, but English in taste, in opinion, in morals, and in intellect. However, the German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer stated that the Sanskrit understanding of these Indologists was like that of young schoolboys. These early Indologists devised the Aryan invasion theory, denying India's Vedic past. They taught that the English educational system is superior. They intentionally misinterpreted Sanskrit texts to make the Vedas look primitive, and they systematically tried to make Indians ashamed of their own culture. Thus, the actions of these Indologists seems to indicate that they were motivated by a racial bias.
Got it, no? Yeah. Yeah. So actually Purana means Agama, means it's not manufactured here. It's coming from top down, from a higher plane, spiritual plane to this world it's coming. Purana means it's very old, very ancient. Sanskrit language is the most ancient. You will find in Sanskrit you say Tattva, in English you call it Toto. From there it comes. Mata becomes mother. Pita becomes petter in Latin, and English becomes father. Swastra becomes sister. Bratra becomes brother. Duhitra becomes daughter. You will see the original mother tongue is Sanskrit, from which all other languages have come. Even Ramayana and Mahabharata are epics which were carefully recorded at the same time when they were happening. Yeah. This I told you. Don't miss the goal of Gita. It is the goal of Bhagavad Gita. Is given Bhagavad Gita itself. Lord Krishna is ordering Arjuna to surrender to him alone and completely by surpassing all of the lower platforms of good work and religious formulas. Lastly, he says, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So, if somebody puts Krishna aside, considering him to be an ordinary person, and then thinks of the goal of Bhagavad Gita is to do social service or become patriot of nation, a good person, don't harm others, to become a Sanskrit scholar, then he is very unfortunate because he is like that foolish man who, after reading the whole Ramayana, asks the speaker, "Sir, how is Sita related to Ram?" You understand? Huh? See, Vedas don't say don't serve the poor, but the Vedas say don't give ordinary food, give prasadam. Because if you give prasad, you are also benefiting the soul also. If you give ordinary food, it will turn into stool tomorrow. But if you give prasad, the prasad will purify the soul and elevate the soul, bring the soul closer to Krishna. So, if you are giving uniform to school children, next life you will be a textile mill owner because you gave cloth. So you will not get any spiritual benefit in that. So Shastras say that when you connect Krishna to people, like we also give cookies to the beggars in the car when we go. But when you give, you tell them, say Hare Krishna. They say Hare Krishna and then they take the cookies. That's spiritual life started. Correct now? Yeah. So we don't want to become mundane scholars. Now this is the last part of the session. Please read the question, somebody. Where is the mic with you? Yeah. Please read the question. Choose the right answer or answers. Yeah.
Modern scientists, based on the research on excavations, have proved that a personality called Sri Krishna existed 5,000 years ago, and that well-developed city, Dwarka, also existed. The exhibits of such excavations can be seen today in the museums at Kurukshetra and Dwarka. This proves that A. Bhagavad Gita is real.
Yeah, you have to find out.
B.
Which are the answers? Now they will tell the answers now. Huh? Which are the answers? Bhagavad Gita is real. Okay. That's the only answer or anything else? Bhagavad Gita is real, not symbolic. So the answer is A and C. Correct, no? A and C. Okay. Now please read it.
Hello. One should never twist the actual truth and try to pull out some allegorical meaning.
Allegorical meaning.
Allegorical meaning.
Allegorical meaning means speculating.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we can think Panchapandavas are like, five senses, this and that. They speculate like that. So you find out the answer. Yes? Actually, all the answers. All the four. You understood all the four? Because mundane commentators, they speculate like this, and all the interpretations, they are all mental speculation. And such things are lying in libraries, they can't make one into devotee of God. There are misinterpretations. Yeah.
Hindu mythology was coined by Indologist.
Yeah. Which are the answers? A, C, yeah. Yes, correct. Yeah, 1, 3 and 4. 1, 3 and 4, yeah. Yeah.
Agma Purana means
Second, yeah, which is coming from a higher plane, not manufactured here. And the old and real history of not only this world but of the whole universe. Correct. C also is correct. Yes, B and C. B and C. Yeah. Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita forms a part of
Which one? B, second one. Mahabharata, and is the real conversation between Krishna and Ramayana. Actually, Bhagavad Gita doesn't form a part of Ramayana. It's only part of B only. It's part of Mahabharata. Yeah, it comes in Mahabharata only. Yes. And also C, Bhagavad Gita forms a part of a historical event that took place at Jyotisar, Kurukshetra, where even today there is a station. That's also correct. C is correct. The recorded real history of greater Mahabharata. So BCD. BCD. It's BCD, correct.
the goal of Bhagavad Gita is
A, to teach us how to surrender and worship Sri Krishna, the central point and main subject of Gita. B? Second is to develop the broad vision of impersonal life to attain the state of tranquility. That is not the goal of Gita. Actually, the goal of Gita is to awaken love for Krishna. Although Jnanis study Bhagavad and they may try to go to impersonal Brahma Jyoti, Krishna doesn't intend them to go. When you read it, you will understand. Krishna actually wants all jivas to return back to his spiritual world. So A is the goal, or 1 is the, and then third one also is not correct, because being a patriot is good, but it is limited to the body only. In this life, you are patriot of one country. Next life, you may be born in another country. Patriotism will change. So to become a Sanskrit scholar of the highest degree, is it the goal? That's not the goal. So only the answer is only 1. Yeah, so who is Krishna? All the great acharyas like Ramanacharya, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all have declared that Krishna is Bhagavan. That even in Gita, Arjuna says that Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam, Divyam Adi Devam Adam Ajam, like that it goes on. That is Asito Devalo Vyaso, Swayam. Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa, they are all saying you are God. Arjuna is saying. So even in the recent past, you can say Ramanuja, Shankara, Madhva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all have accepted Krishna as God. And Lord himself declares in Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna asked him about Krishna, who are you? Krishna said, I am God. He said that. Jesus never said he is God. Jesus said, I am son of God. Muhammad said, I am prophet of God. But when Arjuna asked, who are you? Krishna said, I am God. And not only he said that, he showed this Vishwarupa also, correct? Externally he showed Vishwarupa, and inside the mouth he showed the whole universe. Correct, no? Yeah. Yeah. So therefore one cannot take up reading of Bhagavad Gita like one would read a comic or a novel or something. It's not a quick tip book. One should read Bhagavad Gita with great reverence. Understanding that here the Bhagavan is speaking. Bhagavan means he is the father of all creatures. The Supreme Lord. At least one should theoretically accept that Krishna is Bhagavan, accepted by Shankara, Madhva, Ramanuja, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, such great acharyas. And then he is speaking. And then you can ask questions. Further, you read further and you can. Even today also, although science has become advanced, medical science has become advanced, are people still getting old or nobody is getting old? People get diseases or no diseases? Right now, whole world is enveloped by pandemic, isn't it? So there is death, there is old age, there is disease. The same problems which existed million years ago are existing now also. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is actually a perfect solution to all problems of life. Nowadays, actually, all the more we need Bhagavad Gita, because Gita, Lord Krishna teaches how to have a cool mind, how to calm yourself, how to manage the mind. Self-management is a big topic in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Yeah. Birth, old age, disease, dukkha, dosha, and darshanam. Krishna says that. Not only that, all modern electronic gadgets like mobiles, computers, TVs have apparently brought great comfort to our bodies and senses. But same time, they also have brought stress, tension, depression. See, our brain, you see the picture, it very nicely represents, isn't it? Our brain is being beaten up by all this stress and depression and fear and anorexia and phobia and hopelessness, insomnia, doubt, shame, panic, lethargy, so many things. Nicely shown, isn't it? Yeah. What is OCD? Obsessive compulsion disorder. Yeah, correct. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita's solution to all these things. Therefore, even people from Europe and America have taken up very seriously. So, this is our wealth, wealth of India. People who are born in India, they can very easily understand it. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is for one and all, without any caste, creed, color, nationality, for everybody. But for Indians, they can understand it very easily. Yeah, Krishna says you can practically realize this knowledge. Therefore, it is scientific. Pratyaksha Bhagamam is using. Actually, as you study further in our classes, you will see how scientifically it's presented. So, last exercise. Who is Krishna? Quick. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. That's the answer. Why do you accept Krishna as Supreme God? A. And C also. D also, correct. A, C, D. To understand Bhagavad Gita? B. Second one. One should at least theoretically accept Krishna as Supreme Lord. Actually, even if you are not philosophically very deep in the beginning, as you read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will give you intelligence to understand. B is the answer actually, yeah. D is one should follow in footsteps of original devotee. Correct. D also. B and D. Yeah, B and D. Bhagavad is considered very valuable, read and appreciated universally because B and 2, it is spoken by Lord Krishna. It's a song of God. Yeah, B and D again. The wisdom of Bhagavad is relevant even today because yeah, it is a wisdom beyond effect of time. A. It is a solution to all modern problems. B also. A, B and C also. D. A, B, C, D. Finished. This is like revision of everything what you saw today. Shri Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So
It was a good participation by all of you. You recollected. I mean, you found practically all the answers, you said it right. You understood that very well.
I hope you all like the session. So Prabhuji